Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we bring you a team of players who are legends for their countries but never really made it at club level. Goalkeeper Sergio Romero. Argentina isn't exactly famed for its goalkeepers. Nevertheless, Sergio Romero has done a pretty good job to stay as top dog between the sticks for the Albiceleste since the age of 21. Romero was part of a side which stormed to the Under-20 World Cup in 2007, conceding just 2 goals in 7 games. A year on, he joined the likes of Riquelme, Aguero and Messi in a gold medal winning campaign at the Beijing Olympics, again conceding just twice in the process. From there, Romero helped his country run a tight ship at a number of international tournaments, and between 2014 and 2016, kept a clean slate for 90 minutes in a World Cup and 2 Copa America finals. Unfortunately, his team somehow still conspired to lose all 3 of them. Given his experience on the international stage, you'd expect Romero to be hot property at club level. But since 2012, when he was turning out for Sampdoria in Serie B, the keeper has made less club appearances than his international caps total, which amounts to 93. Obviously, this was not helped by his decision to become Man United's number 2. And when you compare that with Gianluigi Buffon, who in the same period has made 64 more appearances for Juve than his total of 175 for Italy, it's clear Romero is sacrificing some of his best years for the bench. Defender Sebastián Coates. Sebastián Coates won his first league title in his native Uruguay at 19 years old, and added a second 2 seasons later with Nacional. He seemed set for stardom and made his international debut in the second game of the 2011 Copa America, impressing in a 1-1 draw with Chile. He went on to play in the semi-final against Peru and the final against Paraguay as Uruguay won their 15th Copa. With Coates in the team, La Celeste conceded 1 goal in 4 games. Without him, they allowed 2 in 2, and he was named the best young player at the tournament over Sergio Aguero and Alexis Sanchez. Liverpool paid £7 million for the 21-year-old, but he played just 12 league games for the Reds in 2 years, moving on to Sunderland, who felt he was too weak even for their relegation-threatened squad. Now at Sporting Lisbon, Coates has won just a single League Cup since 2011, and has lost his place in the Uruguay lineup to Jose Maria Gimenez. At 27, it seems his career at the top is already over. Defender MYUNG-BO. Marshalling our defence is South Korean sweeper MYUNG-BO, who captained his country to their historic 4th-placed finish at the 2002 World Cup. Widely considered as one of Asia's greatest ever footballers, Hong's performances that summer were rewarded with a place in the team of the tournament and the bronze ball for the final's 3rd best player, behind Ronaldo and Oliver Kahn and ahead of the likes of Ballack, Ronaldinho and Rivaldo. On the back of that, he was selected for Pele's FIFA 100 in 2004. But his club career is somewhat less esteemed. Hong won his first league title with Pohang Steelers aged 23, but it would prove to be his only one, despite spending nearly his entire career in the K-League and J-League. A player capable of playing in Europe, he clearly wasn't adventurous enough, with a move to LA Galaxy in 2003 proving his only expedition out of Asia. Defender Joan Capdevila. Getting into the Spain squad over the last 15 years has been no joke, except if you're a left-back. Joan Capdevila won 60 caps for La Roca between 2002 and 2013. That's more than Pep Guardiola, Manuel Sanchez and Gaisca Mendieta, and he lifted the World Cup and European Championship in his country's colours. At club level, Capdevila won the Copa del Rey and Supercopa with Deportivo, the Portuguese League Cup with Benfica, and a single domestic title, though that came in the Andorran League at the age of 39. Capdevila always seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, getting relegated with Atletico Madrid in 2000, joining Depor in the summer after they won the title, and leaving Benfica shortly before the Eagles embarked on a run of 4 consecutive championships. However, the Catalan's consistent fitness, he missed just 11 league games in 5 years between 2005 and 2010, saw him nail down a place in the national team under Aragonés and Del Bosque, and helped Spain to their first international silverware since 1964. Midfielder Jonas Gutiérrez. We've included Jonas Gutiérrez in this team not for his on-pitch performances, but for the contrasting treatment he received from his international and club teams. The former Newcastle and Mallorca man was a surprise hit during Diego Maradona's spell in charge of Argentina. So much so that even when he was playing in the Championship with the Magpies, the manager still picked him. El Diego grouped the midfielder with Messi and Mascherano as one of his undroppable players, and even slotted him in at right back amid competition from Di Maria and Maxi Rodriguez. just to keep him in the team. But the situation could not have been any more different on Tyneside. El Galgo was a trusted servant to Newcastle for 7 years, helping them back to the Prem after relegation and making a total of 205 appearances. But when he revealed he was being treated for testicular cancer in 2013, the club took him out of the team and he had to pay for the treatment himself. Gutierrez eventually won a lawsuit against the club, which cited that they had refused to play him on the basis that he would qualify for an automatic contract extension if he did. Clearly, they saw a man who was once a vital member of the squad as a liability due to his illness. A far cry from the fatherly conduct of Maradona. Midfielder Theodoros Zagorakis. The club career of Greek midfielder Theodoros Zagorakis was far from a complete disaster, but it was nothing to shout about either. In 2000, he helped Leicester City to their highest Premier League finish at the time, only beaten in 2016, and a League Cup triumph, although he was an unused sub in the final. Back in Greece, he won another domestic cup with AEK Athens, but by 2004, aged 32, he still had 0 league titles to his name. But Zagorakis still had an important role to fill as his national team's captain, and that summer, he became an unlikely hero. Against all odds, Greece beat the France of Henry and Zidane, the Czech Republic of Pavel Nedved, and Portugal's golden generation twice to lift the Euro crown, the biggest upset in the tournament's history. And not only that, Zagorakis was voted player of the tournament and won man of the match in the final. But his success in the tournament did little to transform his fortunes in the club game. He moved to Bologna that summer and was relegated from Serie A the following season. However, he still remains Greece's second highest appearance maker with 120 caps and now sits in the European Parliament. Midfielder Keisuke Honda. Partnering Zagorakis in the centre, we have Keisuke Honda. With 36 goals in 90 games for Japan, he is the 5th highest scorer for his nation, and bagged more goals at international level than he did for any of his 5 clubs. He won the 2011 Asian Cup, and at the 2010 World Cup was man of the match in 3 of Japan's 4 games. However, a single title is the highlight of his club career, achieved in CSKA Moscow's double-winning 2012-13 campaign. He also played in the Netherlands, where he got relegated, then promoted again with VVV Venlo, and spent 3 years with AC Milan. That sounds pretty impressive, but during his time with the Rossoneri, the club averaged 8th place in Serie A, and Honda contributed to a miserable 18 goals in 81 appearances. Still just 31 years old, Honda now plays in Mexico with Pachuca. True to form, he scored 7 goals in qualifying to take Japan to the 2018 World Cup. Midfielder Lukas Podolski. Born in Poland, Lukas Podolski could have represented the country as an international. A call-up was rumoured when the wide man was 18, after he scored 10 in 19 in his first Bundesliga campaign. However, the Polish coach said, "We have much better strikers in Poland," leaving Germany to snap up Prince Poldi in time for Euro 2004. By the age of 21, Podolski was a nailed-on starter and scored 3 at World Cup 2006 as Germany reached the semis. That equalled the tally of Henry and R9, and he was named Young Player of the Tournament, ahead of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. He would eventually become a world champion in 2014 and left international football as Germany's 3rd most capped player and 3rd highest scorer of all time, with more games than Beckenbauer and Lahm and more goals than Klinsmann. He had also reached at least the semi-finals of every European Championship and World Cup since 2006. Insane. However, club football never quite reached the same heights. Though a brilliant finisher, Podolski averaged just 5 goals a year over 3 campaigns with Bayern, won just a single domestic title, and had only one 20-goal season. He now plays in Japan. Forward, Niklas Bendtner. He may seem like a joke, but in Denmark, Niklas Bendtner deserves the title Lord, having scored 30 in 79 caps. That gives him a strike rate of 0.38 goals a game, better than Karim Benzema on 0.33 and Diego Maradona on 0.34, and puts him just 5 goals shy of the total he managed in 9 top-flight campaigns between 2005 and 2017. He's actually played more games for Denmark than he has for any team other than Arsenal, and despite turning out for the Gunners, Juventus, and the De Bruyne-powered Wolfsburg side, which finished 2nd in the Bundesliga, Bendtner's only outstanding club season came in 2017, when he hit 18 goals to power Rosenborg to the Norwegian title. A genuinely exciting talent when he burst onto the scene with Arsenal at 17, Bendtner is now 29 and is better known for his delusions of grandeur than his footballing ability. Forward, Salvador Schillaci. Thankfully not the father of Sebastian Schillaci, Italian striker Toto Schillaci absolutely tore up the 1990 World Cup, becoming the top scorer in the competition, as well as being named as the best player. Italy finished third place as the host nation, making the forwards' feat in the tournament even more impressive. As a result, Schillaci finished second in the Ballon d'Or ahead of Bremer, Gazza and the legendary Franco Baresi. So it's remarkable to believe that 2 seasons prior, the Italian bagged just 13 in 37 appearances in Serie B. After his World Cup heroics, his domestic form didn't get much better either, as Schillaci scored a paltry 22 goals in 90 appearances in the Italian top flight, finding the best form of his career in Japan. And Schillaci ended up representing the Azzurri for just 2 years, with 6 of his 7 international goals coming in the biggest competition of them all. Forward, David Healy. Unless you hail from Northern Ireland or are a fanatic of World Cup and European Championship qualification history, chances are David Healy is not a name you're familiar with. But between 2004 and 2008, the Ulster striker went on a magical run of scoring for his country. Healy came through the ranks at Man United and made his first and only league appearances for the Red Devils in 2000, coming on as a sub for Ryan Giggs against Ipswich and hitting the post. That was about as prestigious as his club career ever got. For Northern Ireland, on the other hand, Healy was a monster. Although the Green and White Army never looked like qualifying for the World Cup or Euros, he nevertheless inspired them to take some famous scalps. In 2005, he scored the only goal in a 1-0 victory over an England side containing Beckham, Gerrard, Rooney and Lampard, and a year later, he went one better, putting a hat-trick past Iker Casillas to beat a Spain team who were about to embark on their remarkable run of 3 consecutive tournament triumphs. In that particular qualification campaign, Healy finished as the top scorer in Europe, netting 13 goals in 12 games. His best season at club level, 2003-04, where he scored 15 goals in 42 appearances for Preston in the Championship. So thanks once again for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to click on screen right now, check out one of our other cracking videos, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.